everyone, welcome back to a brand new episode of Dakota's Talk Show. As always, I'm here to bring the news of the television and movie industry of our pop culture to you guys and have a good time while I'm doing it. To the right of me, we have a rundown board. What's on there are the topics that we discuss for each episode, and in the description below, I'll put the times of each section when it starts. So just in case you're interested in one topic more than the other, you'll be able to skip to that. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode. With that, I think we can get right into the news. So our first topic for today, we have some Scarface news. Um, the movie Call Me by Your Name, Oscar nominee director Luca Guadagnino, I think his name is. I didn't watch the movie, but I heard some good things about it. He's actually set to direct a new remake of Scarface, the 1983 film with Al Pacino starring as Tony Montana, a Cuban gangster in the 80s Miami. Um, this movie is actually set to be placed in Los Angeles, compared to 80s Miami. And along with this news, there's rumors that Michael B. Jordan, the actor, maybe cast as the lead, um, playing gangster Tony Montana. Now, there was a movie in 1932 called Scarface with the same premise, but it was an Italian gangster, not a Cuban one, and it was actually in Chicago. And then you had the 1983 one with Al Pacino and being Cuban. So I'm not sure if this is going to be a different take on it or if it's just going to be an actual um, Tony Montana again. Same story, just a different actor. Not entirely sure, but the report does say Tony Montana as the character. So a lot of people right now has actually had a lot of hate towards this casting. Nothing's confirmed. Just a tweet came out by a Twitter account named by All Love and Hip Hop News. I'll actually post a picture of the tweet while I'm talking about this. And we got to remember that it's just a rumored casting. It's nothing that's confirmed yet. And even if it is confirmed, we haven't seen how they're going to make the movie, how they're going to have the actor placed. Let's say that Michael B. Jordan is going to be the actor playing the role. We don't know how the movie is going to be. We don't know what the premise is. We don't know what the story is. We don't know how they're going to make it. So we're all rushing to conclusion. We don't even know how it's going to be. At least wait for a trailer. I know that'll never happen. The fact that we wait until we give an opinion, because with social media, we always like to jump with all of our opinions, so it's not going to happen. But look what happened with Ben Affleck. You know, he was cast as Batman and everyone hated it. They remember Daredevil when he played that, I think in 2003. Terrible movie, by the way, but that's not the point. He was not good in that film. The film was it wasn't really him. The film sucked all around. So when he was cast as Batman, a character that everyone loves, everyone just seemed very upset about it. And then once it came out, a lot of people like myself loved the character, loved Ben Affleck's playing him, and I'm very sad to see him leave, but I'm very excited to see what we have coming forward. Um, I watched some of his movies, Michael B. Jordan, um, Fruitvale Station, Creed, and even Black Panther. And when you see, so a lot of people say he doesn't have range, but you look at those movies, like Scarface is a gangster, is a gangster movie. I It was a while ago since I seen the original one, but I mean, I think a lot of people just have an issue with him and his race. Sorry about this. So with him being his race, that he is an African American instead of him being a Cuban. A lot of people don't understand. I'm Cuban. That's not doesn't mean anything, but in the Cuban culture, there are a lot of darker skinned people. Cubans come from Spaniards and Africans when everything happened in the past. Not going to get into that because it's not a political show. But they can make it work. If that's your issue, then that shouldn't be an issue anymore. If you actually understand that there are darker skinned Cubans, so that shouldn't be an issue. If you're worried about him not having the range, I urge you go watch some of his other movies. You know, Fruitvale Station, for example, that was a great movie where it was all about acting. It wasn't a superhero movie. It wasn't an action movie. It was a character driving home the story of what he had to do. And I like that movie a lot, actually. It's been a while, but I remember it was good. And like I said, we don't know the premise of the story. We don't know how it's gonna be. So we all just need to take a seat and relax. See what's gonna happen. I mean, the director, Call Me by Your Name, he was an Oscar nominee. Oscars don't come around for everyone, so I'm excited for it. It looks pretty cool. Los Angeles, drug dealing. I prefer Miami. That's where I'm from. But give it a chance, guys. We don't even know what happens yet. Like, I'm seeing all through Twitter and my timeline and just going through everyone's tweets, and everyone's hating on this, but we don't even know what's gonna happen yet. I should really make this the title. Maybe I'll get more views on that. But no, I'm way more interested in my other topic. But and with that, just gotta remember, it's all just rumors right now, but it's nice to see that there is passion out there for this project. So what do you guys think? Did you guys see the original? Are you excited for the remake? Do you even want a remake? I know a lot of people don't. They love the original so much that, they don't want to see it touched by a remake and have it skew their vision of the original. What do you guys think about Michael B. Jordan? That he's rumored to play the lead. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments below. All right. So on Thursday, sorry, on Thursday, Rick Riordan, the author of the popular book series Percy Jackson, The Olympians, made a video announcement with his wife on Twitter that the books that he created many years ago will be remade into a live-action series that'll feature on Disney Plus. Now, the first two books were originally adapted into movies by Fox Studios, and with the whole merger of Disney and Fox, now that's how they're able to put it on Disney Plus. Now, both of those movies, personally, I don't know, many other people didn't think served the books well. I didn't think it was good at all. They rushed it. Um, I mean, nothing can be a Harry Potter. Harry Potter is compared to this series is compared to Harry Potter a lot because there are similarities to them. But the way Harry Potter did it, around the movies were about 3 hours long, first of all, and they had time to develop with the characters. They weren't just 20-year-olds playing, or they didn't change the story of 20-year-olds playing 16-year-olds or whatever. They had actual kids grow up into the roles through the school, and then that's when you had time to develop with the characters. The movies, on the other hand, they had like a 20-something-year-old play a 16-year-old. No, not even that. In the second book, he was 20, and in the story of the series of the books, I'm very passionate about this, but in the book series, the fifth book, he turned 16. And what does age matter? It has a lot to do with like a prophecy, and it's a whole story. There's reasons to this. And the movie makers just threw that all out, combined like the fifth movie and the second movie together, and it was a whole mess. It was ridiculous. But now with the whole show, um, there's hope that there's gonna be like, time to flesh out the story, the characters. Um, I'm excited for it. And then after the video announcement, the author Riordan, he posted some words on Twitter, and it reads, I'll post it up, but it reads, "Hey Percy Jackson fans, for the past decade, you worked hard to champion a faithful on-screen adaptation of Percy Jackson's world. Some of you have even suggested it would be a great series for Disney Plus. We couldn't agree more. We can't say much more at this stage, but we are very excited about the idea of a live-action series of the highest quality, following the storyline of the original Percy Jackson 5-book series, starting with the Lightning Thief in Season 1. Rest assured that Becky and I will be involved in person in every aspect of the show. There will be much more news in the future, but for now, we have a lot of work to do. Buckle up, demigods. It's going to be a fantastic, exciting ride." So as a fan of the book series, I'm very excited for this. He said it right there that each season is going to be a book. So instead of like 2 hours, we'll probably have Disney Plus has been showing like only 20, 30-minute episodes. So you can probably expect the same for this. You will probably get about like 8 episodes of like 30 minutes, but even that's 30 an hour. You're looking about like 4 hours of content for a single story, which probably be good. I don't know. I like it when it's like 20 episodes or even like 12 episodes, but like how Netflix did, how there's like 11, 12 episodes in the Daredevil series but it's like an hour long, you know? Instead of having 20 episodes with 20 minutes, you have 12 episodes with hour episodes. Disney Plus has just said, screw that. We'll give you 8 episodes with 20 minutes. It's very disappointing, but it's what we got. Uh, so yeah, so very excited for this. What do you guys think? Did you guys read the books? I know there's a second series that comes after it. Who knows if maybe they'll turn that into a series after this all ends. Let's just wait for this to actually come to the screen before we start thinking too big. But I can be more excited. Did you guys read the books? Did you guys watch the movies? What do you guys think about the movies? Are you excited for the show? Let me know what you guys think about this news in the comment section. Excited to hear what you guys think. So our next topic, actually didn't take that long for this news to happen. Last episode, we talked about the Dwayne Johnson and Emily Blunt superhero film project and how it needed a studio distributor to finance and display the show. And now it seems that they've landed a studio to do just that. 2 days ago, Variety reported that Netflix picked up this project. Netflix. Yeah. The thing is, I don't really like Netflix movies. I'm not sure who does. It's mostly about the shows. They make really good shows, whether it be Stranger Things, um, the Umbrella Academy. I'm blanking on some other ones, but you don't really think of any like Netflix original movies that like stand out. So, but they're calling this one a superhero romantic comedy experience. Besides that, there's not much news. It's still really early on in the process of the whole thing. So if you're interested in it, stay tuned to this channel. We're going to be talking about this. I'm going to keep a good eye on this. I'm very interested in the project. I love the two actors. The premise sounds pretty cool. So yeah, that's about it for that news. Not much, but just felt it kind of funny that we just talked about this and now there's more news to it. So it's pretty cool. All right. So, in some controversial news, the Batman actor Robert Pattinson is refusing to work out for the role during this quarantine. He's quoted for an upcoming issue of GQ magazine saying, "If you're working out all the time, you're part of the problem." He goes on to say, "No one was doing this in the 70s. Even James Dean, he wasn't exactly ripped," he added, referring to the late actor who was known for roles in East of Eden and Rebel Without a Cause. Now, reading this in surface, it sounds like he doesn't want to work out for the role, a character beloved by millions worldwide. And I can see a lot of hate for that. It makes a lot of sense, But if you look into what he's actually saying, don't look at it just as the title, look more into what he's saying, try to understand where he's coming from. He's not really a big guy. He's more of a slender man. Slender man. But it's not all about getting super ripped all the time. Those are what the actors who do action movies are for. Dave Bautista, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Robert Pattinson is not really known for that. He's more of a slender guy who gets into his craft more deeply, more methodically, like Jared Leto and other actors like that. So not everyone can do that, where they get about 250 pounds of muscle. Not everyone can do that. Not every actor is built the same way. And necessarily, if the character doesn't need it, then why should he do it? And now you may be wondering if I'm saying that the Batman character doesn't need to be ripped. Does he really? Who is the Batman? Who is Batman? At his core, he's a detective. He's a detective who goes and solves crimes. That is who he was, and that is who he is. Everything else is just extra. Him fighting Darkseid, fighting all these like mega aliens, that's all just extra fluff. The character himself is a detective who solves crimes that the police can't. And yes, he gets into physical contact. Yes, he gets into fights. That's not going without saying. We know that there will be some fights. It is a action character, and he knows that going into it. There will be fighting in this show. But like, I mean, you look at the other actors before him. I mean, forget Affleck and Bale. Before that, I'm talking about. Look at Val Kilmer, George Clooney, Michael Keaton, even Adam West. Those actors were not ripped. They were not buff men. They weren't bodybuilders. So neither does he need to be, depending on how they're going to make the movie. We don't know the portrayal they're going to have. We know that it'll be early on in the Batman's career. So that may be one thing why he's not that big. We know it's going to be more dark. It's probably going to be more of a methodical approach to the Batman character. Um, Going back to his roots of being a detective, I think is what they said. I know they confirmed Zoe Kravitz. Who else? Let me look this up real quick. All right, so we got I'm sorry. So we got Catwoman here, we got the Penguin, the Riddler, um, Gordon, Falcone. Okay, so yeah, it looks like it'll be pretty early on. He meets Catwoman, and the Riddler and the Penguin, they usually team up sometimes, but the Riddler, I mean, look at that. That's a detective right there. I mean, the whole basis of him fighting the Riddler is to understand the clues that he's given and then trying to save people or prevent something happening. So you got to understand where he's coming from. The story is not asking for him to be a super buff bodybuilder. So why does he need to be? I'd much rather him get into the art of acting and get a much more complex Batman Bruce Wayne. Because there's a lot there with Bruce Wayne as a character. And his issues with his parents, his depression, and his necessity to go fight as a bat looking man. There's a lot going there. I'm excited for this. The last Batman we got, Ben Affleck, he was a big man originally. So they were able to have him more as a fighting combat Batman. But what else did we see him do? He didn't do that much. I loved him as the actor as Batman. I loved his Batman. We saw him more physical, more brute kind of guy, but we didn't see much else besides that. He was only in two movies, but still, two movies you're allowed to like flesh out the character. We didn't see him do that. We saw him walk down a hallway, put in a flashlight, and that was it. He's not no detective. He was not a detective in that movie, in Batman v Superman. So I don't want to hear it. Um, but yeah, we as a community of comic book lovers, we need to start giving the benefit of the doubt to people who get paid millions of dollars to get these things right. When he was casted, Heath Ledger was hated as the choice for the Joker in The Dark Knight. Now, once we actually saw what they did with him, you know, he's considered one of the best, if not the best, Joker interpretations ever by us. So Pattinson won't be a bodybuilder. That's fine. He's a good actor. That's gotten better since the Twilight days. He knows what he has to do, and I think we might get a pretty good interpretation of the character. But again, we have to wait to see what happens. We can't jump to conclusions every time we hear something, just like the Scarface remake. So do that with what you will. What do you guys think? Are you interested in this at all? Are you excited for the new Batman movie? What do you guys think? Do you think he needs to work out? Do you think that's a necessity? This is my opinion. You guys have your opinions. I just want to hear from you guys, see what you guys think. So let me know in the comments below, and let's just move on. So now, last but not least, we have just some rescheduling news with the movie that keeps on getting pushed back. So the X-Men spinoff, New Mutants, has once again been moved to a new release date. Originally, it was filmed in 2017 for a 2018 release, and then pushed back again to February 2019. and then again for August 2019, until finally it was taken off the board once it came to Disney because of the Fox and Disney merging. And then finally there's a trailer in that hold on. There was a trailer released in January announcing a April, which one was it again? Oh, April 3rd. It was announced to get an April 3rd release, but this time it had pretty good reason to get pushed back with coronavirus, the COVID-19. It was taken off the schedule, and now it's set for August 28th. So the plot of the film reads, 5 young mutants, just discovering their abilities while held in a secret facility against their will, fight to escape their past sins and save themselves. So the story itself seems cool, but now you got to think, what is there something wrong with the film, um, or do the studio heads just don't believe in the project? There hasn't been any reshoots because there's never been an announcement for one, and we usually get announcements for those type of things. So what's wrong with this film? We won't find out until it comes out. We just won't. If it ever does come out, Disney seems to be adamant in releasing it because they want to make some money off of this. But um, we'll just have to wait to see. Also, it's not confirmed whether or not this film will take place in the old continuity of the X-Men films, like Wolverine as Hugh Jackman, Patrick Stewart's Charles Xavier, or if this film will take place in a new continuity, whether it be with the new superhero movies the X-Men will create with Disney, or if it'll just be in its own little bubble like Deadpool is. I guess we'll just have to see in the future if it ever comes out in theaters. So that was actually it for today, guys. I hope you guys liked the topics and learned a little bit, and maybe you got an interest peaked from a topic or two. I love doing these shows. It was a lot of fun. I get to express my opinions and also give out news. I'm not talking about anything controversial, more just spreading the news to you guys. Because maybe you guys, we're all living busy lives. Maybe I talk about something one day and you're interested and you didn't find out about that. You just found out about it. You didn't know about it before, and now you know, and now you're more interested. So that's what I like to do. So please, if you don't mind, it'd mean a lot for me if you could support the channel. Maybe you're not that much interested in it, but maybe your friend might be. You never know. My social media, if you see my tweets, just retweet it or like it. It means a lot to me, just that little support. So you never know. But if you can also support the channel just by simply liking the video, subscribe if you haven't, comment in the section below what you think, literally anything, how you think about the channel, how it's going, what do you want to see, what topics you're interested in, just let me know. That's all you got to do. So with that, thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.